Hello, hi, I'm Patricia McNeilly. I'm an Illumins Blu-ray twin flame from Chicago, Illinois. How are you today? I really hope you're doing well. So today what I want to talk to you about is the Lionsgate, the lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse that's coming up. Now, we're having quite a few events coincide with each other here in the month of August. And this is fabulous news for those of you who have really held steady, because I can honestly say this is the point of no return. Yes, it is. And what does that mean? The point of no return means there's no going back into karma for you. Now, this is going to be a little different for everyone. This is where the rubber meets the road, and yeah, where the timelines are going to split off, and things will shift big time for people that have been doing things, and other people who may just be waking up. You might get accelerated, and it might be like, woohoo, someone put you on the back of a water ski, and they are just pulling you through the water, like where you're like, whoa, whoa, and you're holding on for dear life, okay? And some of you, for various reasons, some of you may not be there yet. So I want to just say something very first to begin with. This has been an opportunity for everyone who is here. Everyone who is a twin flame, this has been your opportunity. Now, that being said, this opportunity is not necessarily going away. However, it is going in waves, okay? And sometimes you just don't know how really strong you are until you have to be strong. And having to be strong means saying goodbye and saying farewell and departing and turning your back on things and walking away from things, letting things go, letting it come out of you. And best of all, do it because it's already happening. It is already occurring for you. Why get dragged along the bottom with it? Why not get yourself to a level where you know what's going on? You are feeling confident. Okay? So, to start off with, we've got the Lionsgate. What is the Lionsgate? The Lionsgate every year has been an alignment with the Galactic Center, with the system of Sirius. And why Sirius? Well, all of you people that are very intellectual and good at math and good at medical things, guess what? That's usually where you've done a lot of your learning and experiencing and bringing. You are the one bringing your gifts here to the table. And yet it is still your turn to be in love. Your ego mind is not going to be a part of the being in love because you're in love regardless. So years ago, I had a thought about placing an ad for people, but it actually would have amounted to people looking for dates. The good news for a lot of you is this twin flame thing, you have your person. You have a person who loves you dearly. But sifting through the layers, that's what this Lionsgate has been about each and every year from ancient times. Every year. Bring it through. And that alignment particularly coincides with the pyramids at Giza in ancient Egypt and current day Egypt, because they're still there, although they're quite eroded. And several other Templar type of, or I should say temple type of structures. There are some of those structures in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. There are some just outside Mexico City. There are some in Peru from the ancient Incans. And in fact, you know, lining up with the stars was a way to make things easy for receiving. And so you have this traditionally, and a lot of people say, whew, these portals, these retrogrades, these have been a doozy, and this is a huge energetic portal. Yes, it was last year, it was the year before. And your opportunities for this to get out of karma started in 2010. In 2011, it was time to start, especially for blue rays, to start getting yourself out of the old fourth dimension. You know, the place of all the black magic, the rituals, etc. Being used, being abused in those things. And some of you know what I'm talking about. The lunar eclipse. This lunar eclipse is going to bring out the shadowy aspects once again. It does. It enables you to see what's in the shadows, what's in the corners, what's been inside, like inside both of you. What has been inside those teeny tiny parts of you? The angers, the rages, the triggers. What are the things that tick you off? What are the things that you have begun to know about yourself? So for example, and this is going to get really down to the nitpicky stuff for you people. If you are living with someone and they have bathroom habits that you don't like, or they're not really working out for you, they leave the seat up, they leave the cap off the toothpaste, they leave the water dripping, and you find yourself building this up in your head when they have no intention of upsetting you. And you're going to find out how you are and who you are. And that will not stay inside you. It's going to get that small, that meticulous for some of you. What's the good news here? What is the silver lining over a shadowy lunar eclipse here? Okay? The silver lining is knowing yourself. Knowing what you react to. That's a key. That is vital to going forward. Some of you are just finding out now. Some of you have been working on it for years. Some of you think you're very zen, and you're actually not, because you find that you're doing this. You're just holding so much tension, and where's that tension going? Well, guess what? It goes over to the other side. You're not able to give it over to another entity. You can't dump it onto someone else. You can't dump it into a higher realm. If it's low, it needs to get transmuted. The solar eclipse, which is August 21st, this is a giant, where can I write this here? 8/21. Okay, cutting a swath across the United States. Now, you might say, well, that's a United States thing. That's just strictly for, actually it is only the United States. It's not Canada, it's not Mexico. Mexico gets one 7 years from now. They will have total solar eclipse, the path of totality. What is this? You know what this is? This is like having a reboot, where you call the tech people and you say, hey, guess what? My systems they're not working right. Okay, and they say, you know what? Let's shut it all down. We're going to cut the power and reboot everything. We've already installed the upgrades. We're going to reboot. Okay? It's like something like that. Or when the utility company, they want to come and they want to put a new transformer in your neighborhood. Why? Because everyone's using all these upgraded things. Well, your light body is no different. It has a lot more parts to you than you may think. And if you're a twin flame and you're just finding out now about chakras and you're saying, ooh, I've got 7 chakras. And guess what? You have more than 7. In fact, a lot of you were born with 12 to 15 already intact, or at least one of you in your union. It's been either a lot of times it is the feminine, which is why she's been able to perceive things. It doesn't mean he doesn't, or the masculine doesn't. The masculine has the cosmic stuff, the cosmic chakra connections. That's why you need each other. You can't blow this off. And I don't care if your masculine is in a pretty feminine body, or your masculine is in the biggest, baddest male ever. Could be, you don't know how your masculine is, because this holds true for gay twin flames, lesbian twin flames, transgender flames. Bisexual people, I'm sorry, but one of you has actually, you are integrating the masculine and the feminine. Your true twin will embody all the things that you love. Okay? So hang steady here, because with the solar eclipse and being who you truly are, it is for twin flames. So what is this for twin flames? For the rest of the population, this is going to be opportunities for letting go. It might mean losing a job. It might mean moving. It might mean things open up, like, you know, that big break you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for your project to get green lighted. You have been waiting for the money for something to come in. You're waiting for a court case to finally close. You're waiting for a custody agreement. You're waiting for a divorce. You're waiting for housing to open for you. That's going to be some of the things that happen. For those of you that are twin flames, this is it. You're in with each other. You're going to continue to get deeper and deeper with each other. What? Some of you just said, but Patricia, I'm not with my twin. Oh, you're not with your twin. Well, guess what? Okay, the universe doesn't care if you're physically with your twin or not, although you are coming into the physicality part of your eternal union. The physical part of your eternal union. And don't criticize people that are with their twins, because there are people that are with their twins who do break up, who go through stuff, that don't know what's going on. There are people I know, there's people I've known since the time of a teenager who have weathered every storm. Why? Because they would rather be with that person than not would be with them. It's as simple as that. They have felt that person's heart in such a way where all they say is, but I love them. But I just want to be with them. I don't care that we've miscarried. I don't care that we have sick parents. I don't care that your ex has called you. I don't care that you are a bad cook. I don't care that you leave the toilet seat up. I don't care that a dog died. They're not letting anything come between them. Okay? I know people like that. Do they say the words twin flames? No, they don't. But when I'm with them, I can feel their heart energy vibing. They light up a room. And some of you know people like that. You're beginning to know, and you're beginning to see, like, ooh, I think that couple is a twin flame. Ooh, I could feel them from across the room. And you might not be with your twin. Well, guess what? Your heart's also vibing. What happens when all our hearts start vibing? Woohoo! You know, that is going to be how things are. I know a couple that I got into a discussion for 2 hours, which I didn't really want to or expect to. But they knew who they are. And they make jokes saying that, hey, stores should pay us like a little commission because every time we're here, everyone comes. And that happens with twins. People gravitate towards you. They give you things. They want you to hold things. They give you discounts. The universe reaches out to respond to the love that you are. You're the ones who are the bearers of the light and the love here at this level. So, you have arrived and you've been expected. You must and should bring your total self together. Yourself is you, and all that's been brought here, it's not random energies, it's all of you for your transformation. This is for both of your transformations. Now, I want to mention something else here. Okay, because a lot of people get criticized for the stupidest stuff, honest to God. They do. So people have said, well, you know, if the DNA is changing, why are people still fat? If the DNA is changing, why am I going through hair loss? If the DNA is changing, then why can't I fly again? If the DNA is changing, why can't I manifest what I want? Why, if I am going through this transformation and doing my best to be who I am, why isn't this or that? Okay. And these are actually valid questions, although they've sometimes taken the form of criticisms of other people or judgments. All transformation, all true transformation begins from the inside outwardly. For many of you, this is why your organs hurt, your bones hurt, your nerves hurt, your toenails hurt, your hair hurts, your eyeballs hurt. Why are these things happening? Because I will tell you why. You've been transferred. That means into the new timeline. You're in a current transit. So if you have been here in ancient Egypt, Atlantis, if you've been on this planet before, if you've had a life in your past 3 lives with someone who is your twin flame, not just with someone, but with your twin flame, those energies were different. The recognitions weren't there. You couldn't see the forest for the trees. Now at least one of you is feeling and sensing and knowing, and you have to stick to that knowingness. Why? Because you're still in a transit. You're still in it. You have been transitioned out of the old timelines. You've been transported through portals. Yes, you've been shoved through. Some of you even felt it. Some of you felt it like going through like some kind of a sphincter valve that opened up and then just closed right behind you. You've been pushed through the portals. You have been ascended to transcend your karma. And now you are ready to transform. Your transformation finishes with the physical part of your twin flame. Physical union. Now there are people, as I was saying, I know people that are together and they haven't had nearly the metaphysical experiences that others have had. Or they've had it strictly in their dream time. In fact, in order to find out what experiences other people have had who don't know the words twin flames, I've had to sort of have a conversation to see what do they know, what do they experience. And some of them, yes, they can sense their other. They have beyond telepathy. They are having heart communication. They can taste what the other is eating miles away or what the other has a taste for. There are some really delightful things. They know absolutely without a doubt what their twin wants and will speak for them without feeling like they're being, whipped or, subdued or owned by them or possessed by them or anything like that. They've managed to somehow let go of all of these types of old patterning. Old patterns and old paradigm relationship patterns. Now, especially if you are a seraphim, pay attention here. If you are an illumined royal angelic seraphim, or I could say it this way, if you get that word, if you see the colors of purple, orange, green, or even sometimes blue, okay, if you're just seeing it, chances are you are one. If you are a rod and staff union, you know yourself to be one by now. You know it, okay? You will have somewhat slightly different experiences. Why? Because you've actually done some of this before. And so your experiences take on a lot more of transmutation. However, for seraphim people, in November, you will feel a lull. Please still hold steady. That lull doesn't mean you're finished or like that's it. Doesn't mean like something popped and like New Year's Eve is over. Time to go home now. Well, time to pick up with a soulmate. No, stop. I'm going to say it as clearly as that. Stop the madness. Okay. If you're getting off the karmic wheel and you've had opportunity since 2010, it's now 2017, 7 years to get off the karmic wheel, little by little in stages, being pushed and, pulled and pushed and pulled and squeezed and purged, and you threw up and you got sick and this isn't pretty stuff to get rid of the past. Why? Because you're getting rid of the part of the past that has not been pretty. It's been very ugly. As they would say in Spanish, feo, or ugly in English. Okay, it's been the ugly past that you're getting rid of. Okay, if you're in an outer relationship, please stop, or your timeline goes into 2018. I can't say it any clearer than that. Okay, and please don't letting go of karma means also letting go of other things. So for example, if you're keeping photos of, an ex, if you're keeping it in your cabinet or on your walls or, something like this, even if you have kids, let your children keep the photo of their parents. You don't have it out. Let go of this stuff. Get rid of it. Throw out your old wedding album. Being new means being new. Oh, what? You have dishes, you have glasses, you have gifts. Pick one and get rid of the rest. Get rid of your stuff that ties you to the past, because this is going to be very important for you. Why? It's not because I'm being the mama and saying, don't do this. Yeah, the Rotten Staff Union people have been more like a parental energy, the mommy, what I call loosely the mommy and daddy energy. But it has to do with you being comfortable. It has to do with your bumpy nights, your waking up disturbed in the night, your dreams of fighting. Okay, so please do yourself a favor and let the past be in the past. Okay, you never know how strong you really are until you have to be as strong as you can. You can do this. You can do this. Okay, so just a little tiny overview here. 2014, you cast yourself out to the four corners of the universe. You started bringing everything in. Who did it? The masculine. Okay, so while a lot of people have been sort of man-bashing, which I don't approve of, and I don't allow it in my comments section, it will get deleted. Okay, that is not a forum for bashing your male twin. It's not. Go do it elsewhere. Don't do it at all. Why would you do that? You are the other half. That's like throwing mud at your own mirror. You look at yourself in the mirror and you're going, oh gosh, I can't stand you. That's like throwing mud on your own reflection. Okay? Many times they have still been in a state of being gradually and very forcibly and swiftly woken up. Okay? Why? Because that's what this Lion Gate is. You are bringing the last of the masculine energy in from these ancient timelines and places. And, it goes way back in history. So, I have another thing here to show you. All right. So a lot of the conflict we can go back to, yes, happened out in different star systems. Orion, the Sirians, okay. This is the system of Sirius. This is Sirius. Okay. Sirius. It's a binary star. It has several habitable planets. Some of you have already lived there. Some of you have been, like I say, experiencing, getting your knowledge, gleaning yourself, getting medical and technical information, which is important for here. And it's going to upgrade people's lives about to the extent that they can in a physical plane. A lot of that has come from here. Now, when you have had ancient, yes, starseed people, the cosmic stardust that exists in you, being here and mingling with the earth, you've had blended cultures, you've had different, schools of thought, let's say loosely. You've had people with, these beliefs, those beliefs. You've had from the Assyrians, you've had people from Islam go and spread a lot of the culture. And while we're seeing some of the more fervent aspects of this, there's been a ton of mathematics, beautiful architecture, astronomy. We forget exactly what a lot of the cultures have contributed to current society. Not to mention great food. I mean, when I first knew people who were Muslim, all that meant was, ooh, delicious food. It meant hummus and kibbeh and different kinds of marinated meats and delicious bread. And it didn't mean some of the things that the younger generation is seeing. Okay? It has meant excellent mathematicians, excellent medical, and yet what has happened? There have been fights and wars and conquering, okay, and taking the best of the best or building upon it. But what happens when you build and you have, now you've got the Phoenicians, now you've got the Greeks, and the Greeks built their temples. Who knows this god? Who still prays to this god? Baal. Anyone still pray to Baal? Or Zoroaster? Does anyone still pray to Zoroaster? Or Zeus or Jupiter? Okay, so then you've got the Romans, the Roman Empire, who did also take things from Egypt. And this is just sort of more Western civilization. There's stuff that has happened in eastern parts of Asia as well that parallel this. But you've got the Romans, then the Goths came and then they built stuff over the foundations. And then you've got the Normans, okay? And each of these cultures had slaves. They had slave labor. They had different levels of slave or a feudal type of system. Why? Because sometimes in those cultures, it was easier to keep things cohesive. Okay, it was also brutal, and it was limiting, and it was depriving, and there was a lot of starvation because they were expendable. Okay, nobody is expendable anymore. You've got the Normans, and then you've got, you know, some of the Bourbon kings who own things. You've got the Venetian Empire that have owned things, and everything is building. Okay, so you can see this sometimes in the architecture. You can see, well, here's the base of an old Greek temple, but we built a mosque here, but then we didn't want the mosque anymore. We built a Christian church. Then we didn't want the Christian church anymore, so we built a Lutheran church. We took out all of the ornate stuff, and you know, you've got all these layers and layers and layers of history and strife and blood. Okay, blood and fighting and hatred and anger, and it's all popping out now. Then you've got Napoleon, who actually decided to destroy a few things too. So this isn't new, the destruction of other people's stuff or the taking of other people's stuff. It's not new. But for Twin Flames, this is your opportunity for it to stop. Nobody is going to take your man, take your stuff, take your magic, take your power, and especially do not let them get back what belongs to you. Now, how do you do this? Thank you for watching that little teeny history lesson. Okay, how do you do this? Well, I have quite a bit of the tools. I have a webinar called New Lives, New Timelines that I actually wrote 2 years ago, but it is very pertinent for now because why? You're going to be in a new life. You're in a new timeline. It will feel like a new life. All other stuff will begin to feel like a past life to you. But there are tools and there are activation codes in this one for you. Being home with each other, where I talk to you about how important it is to breathe and do the new level of breathing, the new way of breathing. And I instruct you in here how to pop your crown, how to get this stuff away from the head, away from your solar plexus. You don't want to drag it around with you. You don't want to drag all your ancient history with you. Why? Because it's been heavy. Okay, you're lightened up. This is part of your transformation and this is why a lot of you don't remember it. It's already been occurring over several lives where little by little those memories, the cellular memories, you get sick, you die, they've been getting right out of your cells. But for people that have birthmarks, that is also a cellular memory of some ancient trauma or wounds. Sometimes not so ancient, or it's been a repetitive thing. Why? Because it gets right back to that spot. That's your weak spot. Being home with each other. This is excellent. I have so much information in here. This was about 2 hours of information plus the activation light codes for you, and including several breathing exercises, how to skim up and over things. I highly encourage you to do this. If you have these, dig them out and please review them. The things that I have in there will be absolutely helpful for you. If you wish to join my live webinar, I have a new series. I've finished the causal body. I finished the psyche. Okay, I am going through each of your brand new bodies. Okay, and I say new because you have new stuff than you've ever had before in ancient Egypt or in the Pleiades or in Sirius. There are new parts of you. You'll feel it. Learn how to work your body. Okay, just like some of you would take instruction from a personal trainer, but this is beyond personal training. This is getting to know what it is, what to do, and how to maintain and how to keep your channels open. I also call this one creating your own activations and experiences, higher experiences. This is for your heightened sexuality with each other. I should say that. Heightened sexuality it's how to get people off of you and your union and heighten your own sexuality between each other. I also have a live webinar. This is called Living Between and Being, and this is new. How do you be who you came here to be? So I am going to talk to you on things to do on a daily basis. What is what? Your day in, day out, how your routine should be. I will talk to you about how to sleep so that you get sufficient rest and why you keep getting woken up at night. What it is, what to do about it, how to maintain. Because having a higher vibration means everything is going to change for you, including your sleeping patterns. A lot of you are already having that. How do you get to fall asleep in the white light of your own soul, especially when your twin isn't right there to lay your lay your head on their shoulder? A lot of you would like that. You're so tired. You're so wiped out. I get it. I do get it. And you will need to be able to recharge because maybe you have a job, you have kids, you have a project you're doing, and you need your energy back. Okay? I will be talking about that. I supplement you with full-on videos so that you can continue to refer to it until you get it, until you're doing it as your nature. And I will also be talking about just some of the other day in, day out stuff that you'll need to know. So that when you're together, how does your twin get this? I'm just going to say this for everyone. Your twin gets it through you. You don't need to double up. You don't need to both do this. If one of you is doing it, that's enough, okay? I will talk about very practical things in here because that is a concern to a lot of you. It's well and good for me to talk about solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, and what's happening out in the cosmos. But as many of you say, I'm living here, Patricia. I need to know what to do. I'm getting confused. I understand you. And yes, you live here and you'll be living there. And this is the jumping off point. This is and the door is closing. The door is closing to the old. This is once again your journey to the stars. Now, it's a photo of a mural that is in the Challenger Space Museum in Phoenix, Arizona. And I just thought it was beautiful. This man painted pyramids and the stars and, a city here. You see that little city where it levitates? This reminded me so much of some, past things that I've lived. For some of you, yeah, this is going to be sci-fi. I will say this. A lot of the you-know-what's going to be hitting the fan. The fluff is going to hit the fan. Get practical. Get busy. Find out about it. The links are below. Check it out. I feel that this is very reasonable for all of the material that is there. And it's very pertinent. What I present tends to be what's pertinent for right now, right for you at the Lion's Gate. So thanks so much for listening. Please subscribe. Good things happen if you subscribe. And I can continue to bring this stuff to light for you. You also should know that, starting way back, When I used to do heart activations, heart chakra openings, I would put my hands on someone and we would get their heart chakra open. But I could hear the fears being released, and the fears would say, please don't leave me, please don't leave me, please don't leave me. Many of you are at the end of that. It has taken 8 years just from when I started to where some of this has shifted. Just a little more patience, just a little more love for your twin, for yourself, for why you're here. You really were only born to match up again and merge yourselves together and begin to go home to the places where the magic happens and nobody's getting hurt. When you align yourself with your twin flame, you don't live in a state of karma. Karmic things will still happen. However, the things that happen to others won't happen to you. They might little things might happen. That's why you still got to be okay with your reactions. Okay? Now, please, please, please hold steady. Pay attention to the things I've said. If you need to listen to this again, if you need to go back and review some of my videos, do it. Remember, this alignment is happening, and this is part of the finality. The path of totality and the finality and the physicality. There you go. Those 3 words are finality, totality, physicality. There it is. Okay, have a wonderful week. I hope to see you. Just keep being you. And that means be you. Don't be the old 3D you. Keep letting that persona go. Okay? Bye.